And we're live! Well, nope. I learned that lesson from before with Quincy Jones. And we're not really live! Welcome everybody to the the podcast Legend Killers. I am your host with your returning co-host, Mr. Eddie Nigma. It's so good to see you again. How you doing, good sir?
What it do? I'm doing all right. Just getting old, surviving life.
Man, we gotta get like a little soundbite for you. Every time you're on the show, like we could have like a female voice going, Eddie Nigma.
I like that.
All right.
I like that.
With like flashing lights. I could see
You know, if we can get Carol Baskin to do it, my life would be complete.
Not sure who that is, but that works.
You haven't seen Tiger King? Come on, we've been on quarantine. I used her quote in our Don't Rush challenge. Hey, cool cats and kittens.
I had no idea. I just thought you came up with that.
She fed her husband to the tigers. You have to watch Tiger King.
Okay.
This is real shit, Ed. This is real shit.
Okay. I still managed to like find myself, like even with nothing to do, I still managed to find like my way around not like watching shit other people watch. Tiger King.
I feel you.
What was that other movie, The Irishman? Some shit like that. I still haven't seen that one. I don't know. I just don't. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay. Like earlier on the phone when you said I had to watch those two matches from this previous WrestleMania, you have to watch Tiger King. That's the deal.
Fair enough. No excuse.
I'll watch the Boneyard match and whatever match Cena had with Bray Wyatt. You have to watch Tiger King.
Fine. But you know what? I'm gonna be.
You will enjoy it.
I'm gonna be sending you screenshots, so I'll give you my proof. There's no.
All right, I'll do the same thing.
All right.
You see, I only have 2 matches to watch. You have a whole 12 episodes to watch, but I guarantee you will like it.
Oh, wait, it's not a movie?
No.
Fuck! I get the short end of the stick. Oh, we never shook on it though.
At least watch half of it.
Okay, fine.
And I'll give you that.
Okay, fine. All right, I'll
You don't have to finish.
Fine. I'll give it a try. I think my girlfriend's seen a little bit of it. I don't know. I could be wrong. So, who knows? Alrighty. So, let's get into it. Let's talk about Backlash.
Let's do this. I didn't see it, like I told you. I got results, tried to catch up on highlights. So I'll let you lead, and then I'll just chime in.
All right. Fair enough. And listen, I'll give you the pass just because this is your first podcast back in some time. And not only that, but, I mean, it is kind of hard to watch these days with everything going on. Okay, Backlash 2020. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the show started with... well, this is how just forgettable it is. I completely... I have to look up the match card itself. Because I do remember some of the matches. And... Okay.
Let's see, I might have it up still, too.
Let's see.
Oh, no, I got them from Raw, whenever that's ready.
Okay. No worries, let me go ahead and get you going.
And wait, this is the first time Backlash has been back since, like, 2016, 2017, right?
Yeah. Well, actually 2018, because the last time Backlash...
Oh, there you go, yeah.
That was when Daniel Bryan beat Big Cass. I remember now.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah. That was right before Big Cass got fired.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright, so let's see here. We got, okay, this was actually a pretty good match. So we had Sasha Banks and Bayley versus, Sasha Banks and Bayley versus the Iconics versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Now, Eddie, I'll be honest with you. It was a good match. You might be wondering, like, well, it's an Alexa Bliss match. Yeah, it was an Alexa Bliss match. But it was actually pretty good. And you know what? Like, that's not a knock on Alexa Bliss, but there's a common criticism that, oh, she doesn't have the best matches. I disagree. This one right here was a fun one. She pulled her weight in this one a lot. I particularly love, like, all right, Alexa Bliss is a heel. Great. Amazing. Like, but Alexa Bliss is a babyface. When it comes to in-ring, she actually showcases a lot more. Which I'm actually like, huh, okay. I'm kind of happy that, like, her matches as a heel weren't as showcased of her moveset, because this match right here, like, her as a babyface, do, like, she gets to show her athleticism a little bit more. Like, it makes me appreciate just, like, how athletic she really is and can be. Sasha Banks was fun to watch here. Honestly, though, I think the MVP in this, if I'm being completely honest, I like Nikki Cross. I just loved watching her display throughout this. It was just back and forth, fun. The Iconics were the Iconics. I gotta love them. Gotta have much love to them. So honestly, for a 6-way tag here, a 3-tag, whatever you want to call this thing, I think it was a fun match.
Hold on, bro. Your sound's breaking up a lot.
Sorry about that. Alright, let me see here.
Alright.
Better?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Alright.
Do you have something playing on in the background?
The TV's on in the back. I can actually mute this.
Sweet, thank you.
It's not that loud, but let's see here. Obey my commands! Hold on one sec.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll just turn it off. Alright, sweet.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry to bother you.
Alright. No worries.
Okay.
It was only like 30 inches away.
Alright. Yeah. Alrighty.
So, okay. I have a question for you. When you say an Alexa Bliss match, what do you mean by that exactly?
Okay. See, here's the thing. When we watch an Alexa Bliss match, right? I've heard a lot of people complain that she isn't the best in ring, right?
Right.
And I've heard it, like, thinking about Alexa Bliss, and not trying to knock on her or anything, because I personally think she's good. But from what I see, sometimes she might have an off night where, like, she'll, like, get a little bit clustery, or, like, if she's just now meeting that wrestler, like, for the first time, she'll have a couple of botches here and there. An example of this is her first match with Bayley on SmackDown Live back in 2016. Or no, not Bayley, Becky Lynch back on 2016. You know, there was a couple of botches here and there, and that was just their first match in. So I wasn't particularly hard on them. But the thing about that is, like, you know, maybe she was still a little bit green, so I don't try to pick on her as much. She's still athletic, but, you know, like, if you look at Sasha Banks and you look at, let's say, Becky Lynch, or you look at Bayley, or you look at Nikki Cross, or Asuka, you know, if they were to meet someone for the very first time, you would hardly see any noticeable flaws in their matches, I feel like. So when the bell rings, you know, it just feels like Alexa Bliss's character, like, her heel character is pretty much just that. Her heel character, and what she does in the ring is pretty standard stuff. Now, with all that said, I think her as a babyface getting to, like, showcase her moveset a little bit more, her athleticism, I think it's caused me to appreciate Alexa Bliss in the ring a little bit more.
Okay.
Because she's not...
Okay, understandable.
Yeah, because it's not so much standard stuff. I see her, like, fly around a little bit, throw a few more drop kicks, do some backflips, whatever. She even brought back Twisted Bliss.
Really?
Yeah.
Over that whack DDT she started to use?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. And that makes sense because she's a babyface. So why wouldn't she use a babyface move like that?
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I think we talked about this too way back then when she debuted on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I believe I named her and Carmella as two that were just brought up way too soon.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm a fan of both of them, especially Carmella. And you remember how hard I used to be on Carmella?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember because
Yeah.
Listen, man, I wasn't like the biggest fan of Carmelo, but I was just like, God damn, he's like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm like, nope.
I can't.
Nope. I like her new character, but still, nope.
Yeah.
But she's come a long way, and I appreciate and respect Carmella. Like, I really do.
Yeah, she has. I still think she needs a new finisher other than that Code of Silence move. I would not tap out to that.
I mean, I think she can keep that one, but she does need a secondary finisher, something that she can finish someone off with a pin.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so like, kind of like how the Blue Thunder Bomb is for Sami Zayn, where it's just like it's just kind of his setup move.
Right. But his setup move could actually win the match. So if Mela gets a move like that, I think it'd be perfect. She'll have a submission, and if she goes up against someone like Natty, Charlotte, Asuka, and then she goes with someone, anybody else with a pin move, she has a pin move to do. So she'll be well balanced.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that keep the Code of Silence. I kind of like it.
All right, perfect. All right, so let's get into the next match. We got Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Did you watch this one by chance? It's okay.
Nah.
I kind of don't blame you.
The match sounds boring already.
Yeah, it was a really... No worries.
Yeah, no.
It was a really boring one. I think the biggest issue was it was just too slow. Particularly for this type of match, I couldn't get into it. And what's so funny about that is, like, I was seeing, like, every time I would, like, everything I could remember was, like, stuff like Jeff Hardy would get on the ramp, or Jeff Hardy would, like, do some, like, cool high-flying move that would otherwise, like, impress. But even then, that couldn't even get me into this match. All I really remember is that Sheamus gave him the Brogue Kick, and then Jeff Hardy, like, it seemed like a botched finish, too. Because, like, what it looked like was Jeff Hardy was, like, reaching for the ropes, but he was either a hair too late or he couldn't reach it. Something went wrong there. Yeah.
Damn.
It's all good.
Yeah, that would have been a bathroom break match for me. Already sounds like. Sorry. No disrespect to Sheamus or Jeff. I love them both, but nah.
And it was a really long one, so, I mean, if you want a bathroom break...
And why did they break up Sheamus and Cesaro?
Well, Sheamus got injured.
That was one of the best... Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because I remember back in 2017, you and I were both saying that Cesaro needs to go out on his own.
Yep. But that ended up working for him. That was like the best thing that happened to him in his entire career in the WWE.
I know.
Like, his tag team with Sheamus overshadows his U.S. title reign that I'm pretty sure most people have forgotten about.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Hey, I'm just busting you. I'm not... Just messing.
No, I know. But it's funny, they break up, and then last thing I remember is Sheamus is part of Shinsuke and Sammy's group, but he's like...
Cesaro is.
Oh, yeah, not Sheamus, Cesaro. But he's like the muscle. And I'm like, dude, you're on a roll, and now you went back to just being the muscle. Like, damn.
I mean, okay, I'm okay with that. The reason why is because, look, Cesaro isn't the best talker. And, I mean, Sammy is arguably the best one of the three. I think that, like...
Yes.
Look at Roman Reigns. When he was the muscle of the Shield, he wasn't the best talker. So, I don't know. I personally don't see anything wrong with it, I think.
I see. Cesaro deserves better. He should have been a world champion by now. But,
he should have.
He
should have.
At least once by now. But I guess it is what it is.
Man.
I'm glad Sammy finally got what he deserved. He deserves a lot more than that, but at least finally he got something.
Yeah. I hope personally to see all three of them in the world title scene eventually. And whenever Sammy does come back, I hope to see him like be in the world title scene. I just think he could do much better than being an Intercontinental guy.
Most definitely, I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it might take him another 8 years. So sorry, Sammy. Good luck. Best of luck. Still rooting for you, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So next we got Asuka and Nia Jax.
I heard that the match on Raw was a lot better than the one on Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not the biggest fan of Nia Jax anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can feed Asuka somebody else. There's so many other women that deserve to be up there. Like, I've become really impressed with Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Something like that would have been fresh and interesting over Nia Jax. Like, we've seen these two fight before when they were on NXT. And briefly when they both got brought up to the main roster. But I just hope they end this feud quickly and match Asuka up with somebody else that can provide a lot more better matches.
Yeah, I'll be there with you on that. I think the Raw match was definitely better, but not by much, I don't think. They're both forgettable in my opinion. Well, I mean, okay, I don't want to sell the Raw match too short because the thing about the Raw match is, listen, and we'll get to Raw in a bit, but it was like, the main focus, anything on that card did not matter because the main focus was the Randy saga. But we'll get to that.
Okay.
So, this match, yeah, it was whatever. It definitely wasn't their best match. In my opinion, their best match had to be at No Way Out. Or no, sorry, not No Way Out. Elimination Chamber.
Takeover. Wait.
It was,
right here.
It was when Asuka got called up. And then, like, she had a feud with Nia Jax before WrestleMania, I think.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm forgetting what pay-per-view, though. Maybe it was Fastlane.
It's either Fastlane or Chamber, because those are the two before WrestleMania.
Mm.
I think their best match was when they were in NXT.
Okay.
Yeah. That's when I think their best match was. The very first time they fought each other. Because Nia had pretty much, not just debuted on NXT, but it was their first title match, and Asuka had just won the belt from Bayley, I believe, a couple of months prior.
Yeah. No, it's funny.
And I'll say, that was one hell of a match.
Okay. I have to look that one up. It's funny because, I remember Bayley's match with Nia Jax. That was an unforgettable one. Like, it literally reminded me of, like, Batman versus, like, Bane. That type of deal. Because it was literally a classic, like, storytelling of, like, Bayley, like, trying to beat Goliath. And, okay, I'm trailing off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. But I do remember that. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, definitely not the best Asuka-Nia match. I think that it could have been done better, and maybe the finish was bad. I'm not gonna lie with you. I just kind of hope that, like with you, I hope that this thing just ends, because believe me, it's gonna bore me to tears by the end of it. And if I'm being completely honest, like why isn't Liv Morgan challenging for the title? She's a fan favorite. Why isn't? I mean, we've seen Natalya, but why isn't Natalya? I'm sure she would have a better match.
Much.
Yeah.
Yes. Like Natalya versus Asuka, that'd be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a really good one.
Yeah. And so and I think that they have a loose end in Charlotte versus Asuka where they can have Asuka, they can tell the story of Charlotte always having the number of Asuka, and eventually Asuka finally gets her win over Charlotte. I don't know.
And you know what? That's something that might set up. I was reading somewhere because Becky's gone. Mm-hmm. Charlotte's going to be the main focus now as the top woman in the division.
Yeah.
Which, you know me, I love me some Charlotte, so I don't mind that. Because, in my opinion, she already is the top woman in the division.
Oh, that's not even an opinion. That's a fact.
Yes. And I've been trying to preach that to you for years, Ed. But you're a Becky girl.
Well, I'm a Charlotte fan, too. No,
Charlotte's the best. I'm sorry. And when I read all these haters talking trash, I'm like, it's because she is literally the best woman they have on the roster right now. I am sorry.
yeah, no, listen, I'm not a Charlotte hater. You and I are both on the same pedestal here. I personally, like, I was talking to John about this, like, I don't get the overrated comments, like calling her overrated and stuff. And
it's because of her name.
Yeah, basically. But like we're both talking about, like, she's athletic, she can do what most of the girls can't do. She's tall. She's freaking.
She can cut a promo.
She's built
a hell of a promo.
Yeah, it's like, and there's like many memorable matches from her. You name it, she has it. You know what I mean? Like, yep. She's proven herself time and time again. And like, you know, it's funny. She had a Raw Talk episode, which is like talking smack, but just raw. And she talked about, like, you know, Entitled is people like Nia Jax and Sasha Banks sitting on their ass and then getting a title shot. But me, I work my ass off every single day of the year, and yet I get a title. I'm not owed a title shot. Like, fuck. Thank you, somebody, for dropping a pipe right there. Dropping a pipe bomb. Sorry, dropping a pipe is something else, but anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
But there it is right there. There it is right there.
Yeah. She works her ass off, and she earns everything she gets. And listen, she's not even under the Ric Flair shadow. If anything, like, I don't even associate the two anymore. Like, what, back in 2015, you bet your ass
honestly, yes.
But
you're absolutely right. But she has made her own shadow.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. In 26 onward, like, she has proven herself time and time again to, like, she trailed her own path. She made her own trail. Like, yep. Nobody can take that away from her.
Charlotte Flair is the women's division. I'll say it forever. That woman is the women's division.
Yep. I'll still be a Becky girl.
That's all right. I'm still a fan of Becky, too.
All right. Let's get into Braun Strowman versus Miz and Morrison. Winner takes the WWE title.
Okay, see, that right there alone had me uninterested to watch the match. It's just stupid. Ridiculous. Sorry.
Dead giveaway who's going to win anyway, right?
That match alone, you already know who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Braun Strowman. Come on. No, they could have done a lot better with that. A lot better.
I know. Like, for one, like, when does a championship ever change hands? I say this, and then I just realized Braun Strowman lost the Intercontinental title to Sami in a handicap. Well, anyway, putting that one aside, when does a championship ever change hands in a handicap match? They didn't lose it when it was...
Very rarely.
Yeah, it didn't work when it was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. And let's be honest, there's more of a realistic chance to Sami winning the title over AJ as opposed to the fucking Miz beating Braun Strowman.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now,
thank you.
I don't have much to say about this match because I'll be honest. I was initially just going to say, like, Braun Strowman and Miz and Morrison. All right, move on. But the only thing I did like was that John Morrison had Braun Strowman pinned and then Miz interrupted him. I like that because I hope that leads to some sort of, like, crack within Miz and Morrison because, look, I love what they're doing and they're very entertaining, the both of them. But I think Morrison can do much more.
Rocco.
I'm sorry.
Hi, the mailman. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Hey.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
No need to worry. My dog's the same way. Bella, come here. Check it out.
Will you guys go in the backyard and play, please? Jesus. Oh,
Yeah.
Look, puppies. You see how chill this one is? Can you be like this right now? I guess not.
Man, I got a clip to show you after the show. Do you remember David Capone?
Yes.
One time I was like, I had to leave the room for a minute. And you know, I have to do that sometimes. And for that, I apologize to you guys. Because then that puts you in an awkward spot. But, I had to leave the room for like a quick second. And then David goes on a smoke break. Like right in the middle, and he gets his lighter and he just starts tapping the thing. He starts tapping, and then Bella starts barking because she didn't know what it is. And he's like, Ed, your dog's barking at me. I was like, oh. Now, I saw that in the middle like video editing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use that now as its own separate clip. But I'll send you the video for that. No worries.
Just wait until the family gets home. They're all gonna start going off. Jesus
really?
Christ. Oh God.
Shoot, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm sorry too.
All right. Now, what's it called? Okay, so now we have what was it? Okay, going back to my point. Sorry about that. We have Miz and Morrison. Initially, I was gonna say like, just move on because there was nothing else to say on it. Then I realized, well, there was that little crack in the shield between Miz and Morrison. I think that while they are entertaining as a tag team, I think John Morrison should be feuding for the world title. And if this means that eventually they're going to have a program between Miz and Morrison, where eventually Morrison wins and Morrison goes for the title eventually, then I'm all for it. Because I think that that's what should be happening. He should be a babyface like Drew McIntyre is.
Right.
Just my thought. Overall, though, super weak match. Didn't care about it. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, now we got this one. This was a really good match. We got... Dude, this is another one you have to watch. If I'm gonna watch a whole ass season of Tiger King, you're gonna watch this one as well. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. I was like head and shoulders like completely engaged in the match. That's been hard for me to do lately with wrestling these days. Like, it's hard to get my attention. And now I had a match that got my attention. This was a fun match. Balls to the wall, back and forth. Right off the gate, they started attacking each other just like if they were in the Attitude Era. They started going back and forth. Like, it was just so many, like, explosive elements to the point. MVP, great manager. I loved his work in this. He just helps tell the story even more. At one point, it just seemed like they were both freestyling it. Because, like, don't want to spoil too much, but Drew McIntyre pulled a freaking Kimura on Bobby Lashley. And then Bobby Lashley pulled some other move. And it was just... I forgot what move it was, but it was just a fun match. Super fun match. And then,
really?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
Legit, you cannot miss that match. It was so good. It's completely stand out. I just think that it was a banger of a match. And then Lana comes out. She interferes for the obvious finish of Drew McIntyre going over. And I think that makes sense because it wasn't a clean finish. So this extends the feud a little longer, which I'm fine with.
So we could get another match out of it.
Yes. And you know what? I want another match out of this. I want to see Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley beat the holy hell out of each other. And personally, I want to see... it was an ankle lock. That's what he pulled. Bobby Lashley hit Drew McIntyre with an ankle lock. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But I do want to see that. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I want to see Bobby Lashley win. I want to see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. And I think that's what's going to happen. That's my prediction right now as I'm sitting here next to you, Eddie Nigma. I hope.
Well, I heard Paul Heyman got fired, so what's up with that?
Well, he got fired from his creative role. He's still
but he still has his on-screen role.
Yeah. He's just no longer running Raw.
Got you.
Yeah. That kind of sucks. So Bruce Pritchard is writing both shows at this point. Yeah. Which kind of sucks because I feel like Bruce Pritchard is just going to do whatever he wants. Whereas Paul Heyman, I feel like I hope that Paul Heyman just had a way of like convincing Vince. For lack of
Heyman's always been for the little guy, the underdog. Yeah. Like back in the day, 2003, when they had like the SmackDown 6, which was like Edge, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Brock Lesnar, and Eddie Guerrero, I believe. Like those were his top guys. And those are the guys he pushed. And he was smart in doing so because all of them turned out to be tremendous stars. And some even Hall of Famers. So, I mean, I don't know. I think they should keep Paul as part of creative, but I'm not the one writing the paycheck, so.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Because isn't that why Apollo Crews is now the United States champion? Because Paul Heyman backed it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He's spicing things up. He's behind Apollo. He's behind Aleister Black. Stars like that. So, and in stars like that, we need fresh faces. I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing the same old people. We've had these people around for years. Like Apollo Crews, he's been around for a good 3, 4, 5 years now. And he's just now winning his first championship.
Yeah, not only that, but shoot, like, look at who's getting pushed. Like, look at how, like, Drew McIntyre. Like, okay, Drew McIntyre, his story between him and Brock Lesnar, this was all Paul Heyman's doing. He had 100% control on that build, and he's the reason that Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar. You know?
Hey, thank God. I mean, I'm a fan of Drew. I like Drew. I thought he's always been talented. Yeah. His first run in WWE, I was behind him. When he was called, the Chosen One? I'm like, all right, I can see this. And then he had that forgettable IC title reign. But still, they just weren't doing anything with him back then. Then they put him in 3MB, which, okay, I'm not hating on 3MB. I thought it was a funny gimmick, but still, it was a joke.
Hate on it.
You know,
I don't care. I can't with that. That was horrible to me, anyway.
Hey, listen, we got 2 heavyweight champions out of 3MB.
Okay, and one was horrible. It made me want to quit watching.
I remember that.
I was pretty mad about that.
I remember that.
I remember yelling in my own house. I was so mad that he beat Shinsuke Nakamura twice.
Don't hinder the gender.
Oh, please don't say that again.
I won't. I didn't mean it, I promise. I had to. I just had to.
You're banned from the show now. Completely banned from the show. You won't be at
God.
You won't be at our reunion party. You won't be you won't be invited anywhere. See, you didn't even know about our reunion party. That's how banned you are.
I don't got banned from the cookout. Oh no.
If we ever have one. If we ever have one, you're banned from it. But no. I know.
No, I'm not behind Jinder Mahal either. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Don't worry.
That I was so amazingly mad when I saw that. Like.
Oh, I remember. It should have been Heath Slater. Honestly, I mean, he has kids.
Yeah, he's got.
Sorry,
11. He's got like 11 kids. But yeah. No, but in all honesty, okay, yeah, Drew's come a long way, and I think that like this was all because of Heyman as well. Like, you got to give the devil his due, and I just can't believe that they would fire him, and for what? For what? When he was actually making the shows good.
Exactly. Well, I think Vince is on borrowed time now, anyway. So We'll see.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope to see another match between these two because, shit, like, why not? All right, we got... okay, we had the Viking Raiders versus Street Profits. I skipped this one because, I'll be honest, like, nothing between these two, like, the Raw Tag Team division has been particularly entertaining to me. And just seeing these two, like, goof off on TV, there's just something to that. I don't know, like, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just you. Maybe it's just the 10% of us who complain all the time. Maybe we just want to complain all the time. But, personally, I don't care much for this nonsense. That's not wrestling. That's not entertaining. That's not funny. It's just being wacky for the sake of being wacky. There is nothing like... What is this? And it's like, I can't believe that, like, you know, for as much as, like, WWE will respond to their critics and say, well, if you don't like the show, STFU, or if you don't like the show, it's because you complain all the time. Well, it's like, you got crap like this on my TV, and it's like, what do you expect? Nobody likes this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't watch the cinematic match. I'm not talking about the cinematic match. I'm talking about the build leading into the cinematic match. The stuff that I would see, like sometimes I would read the names of the video on YouTube and I just click out because I couldn't care after that. Because I there's nothing interesting to me about the Street Profits getting into like a tug of war with the Viking Raiders. Nobody wants to see that. And I just...
no.
So yeah, I didn't watch this. I didn't care for it. All I know is that there was some big, like, ninja.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I was doing my research, there was, like, ninjas involved with Akira Tozawa and stuff like that.
Somehow
and
he randomly
then
got involved.
all of a sudden, the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits ended up in a dumpster or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I think that, like, I know that carried over into Raw, so we'll get to that, but yeah. All right. Now, this was a good main event. A great main event, I'll even say. I think that CM Punk gets a little bit unnecessarily criticized for what he said about this match. Because he said that calling it the greatest wrestling match ever was a lot of unnecessary pressure on Edge. And people took it as, oh my god, this was a bad match. Look. I think personally it was a good match. It was a great wrestling match. To call it the greatest wrestling match ever, I think that was a bit much. And it does put a lot of pressure on Edge. Especially Edge, not even Randy. Fuck Randy. I don't care about Randy. Edge, this is the man who hasn't wrestled in over a decade. This is the man who just came back this year on January. And then only wrestled about 2 months apart from that. And then after that, wrestled another month apart. You know what I mean? So he hasn't had a lot of ring time. So, of course, that's going to add a lot of stress and pressure on Edge. So, I will agree with CM Punk on that. With that being said, this was a great and fantastic match. Was it the greatest wrestling match ever? No, of course not. And especially not because, listen, like D'Lo Brown once told me, wrestling is like Baskin Robbins. 32 different flavors and everybody likes something different. Look, this had everything. This had Howard Finkel announcing the show. This had, announcing the competitors. This had, albeit like inputted crowd noises, but good crowd noises. I personally enjoyed it.
Say what? Now what?
Okay.
I'm going to have to watch this.
So during the match, they input crowd noises so that it sounded more full. I don't know if they did that throughout the show.
Why didn't they do this for WrestleMania? Maybe I would have finished it.
Well, because
even though I didn't see a crowd, I could have heard a crowd.
Yeah. Just pretend they're... Listen, they already have plenty of revisionist history. They pretend that Roman Reigns is actually liked and that Triple H is actually hated. So why can't they pretend that they have a crowd? Okay,
Thank you.
I think that's very valid.
Thank
valid.
you.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish they did do that, especially during their Last Man Standing match. Don't watch their Last Man Standing match. You won't like it. I'm telling you, don't watch it. You won't like it.
Okay.
I'm warning you.
I'm just gonna watch the 2 you asked me to watch, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, that's it.
Good. Good. I'm proud of you. Oh, well, actually, I think you might like the Triple Threat ladder match. Okay, anyway. Enough of me. Okay, so Randy Orton and Edge, they had a really good match. From the beginning, like, there was a flurry of offense from Edge where he was giving arm drags, and, like, the thing about Edge that I noticed in this match here, he's wrestling a lot more, like, you know, I would expect a more limited moveset considering he barely came back. I was expecting a more safer style from Edge. And, like, not only that, but, like, from what I've seen typically from Edge, you know, I would see, like, the Edge-O-Matic, the sharpshooter that he does, the execution, the typical... Okay, so the typical 4 that he does. But instead
Hold on one sec.
No worries.
Hey! Sorry. You're gonna have to deal with that for the next, like, minute until they walk in the house. Jesus Christ. Okay. What were you saying? Told you. I warned you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no. I took your warning for it. No, okay. So, okay, I definitely recommend this one to you as well. Okay, so that's 4 wrestling matches you got. Okay, so Edge was moving a lot more technical here, and I noticed that, like, he was doing a lot more work, like head scissors with his legs. He was doing arm drags. It was a lot of, like, New Japan style that I noticed. Like, and I don't mean that in the sense of strong style. I mean that in the sense of, like, the moves that he was using. Like, it was a different moveset than what I'm used to, and maybe this is just an extension of what I've seen from him. And I just think that, like, well, this was a fun match, and I think definitely seeing Edge move around the way he moved definitely helped with that. And, like, it was just so back and forth, and it's funny because the narrative, like, their narrative for the most part was, like, Randy Orton had constantly gassed out Edge, and Randy Orton had constantly had, like, Edge, like, winded and, you know, using his own, like, in-ring rust against him. So I did definitely find that interesting to watch.
So they told a really good story in this match, pretty much.
Pretty much. And it was just so back and forth.
Okay.
Edge busted out a rock bottom in the middle of it. And then Randy Orton brought back an old familiar move that was once banned. And then that was the finish of this match. So it was a really good match.
Is that a power driver?
No.
Or should I watch it?
You should watch it. I don't want to give out too much for you. But it was definitely a good one. Yeah, it was definitely a really good one. And I think that, you know, like, it's crazy because, like, afterwards, Randy Orton mouthed off to Edge and said something really clever to him. Just, like, Randy and his heelish manners, it's amazing. Like, when he's at his best, he is the damn best. That's been said, and it's pretty much the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
So is he a heel now, or is he in between?
Oh, Randy? He's a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, how long has it been since you last watched wrestling, like, consistently?
Right before the Royal Rumble.
Oh, right before the Royal Rumble? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I got to give you some context.
I stopped watching consistently after the Royal Rumble.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Now, I got to give you some context after on some stuff, because it is true, like, and it's funny because a lot of this build between Randy Orton and Edge, it's been a lot of, like, not only has Randy Orton been facing Edge, because it's also been showing a lot of featuring Edge's old allies and old enemies. Like, he had a little mini feud with Matt Hardy as well before Matt Hardy left, and then he RKO'd Beth Phoenix. And so this has been like a really entertaining storyline, and I really can't wait to see how far this goes.
Then maybe I can catch up on Hulu some of those past episodes then.
Yeah.
Because Matt Hardy left not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Like towards the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
I want to say.
He left like just before quarantine.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And like if you honestly watch like what Randy Orton has been doing, it's been crazy. And like what's funny is like WrestleMania should have been their last match, but they gave us this one extra match, and I'm glad because I think this makes up for the match they had at WrestleMania. And not that match was bad, but it was just really long.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it kind of sucks to see that Edge is injured now. He had some torn triceps from the match with Orton, the greatest wrestling match ever since sliced bread. He lost his triceps, and then
wow.
Yeah, so he'll be out for a little bit. But damn, I wish Edge had a feud with someone else before this. But I'm cool.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it's all good. Hopefully, once he's cleared, like we'll see Edge wrestle again. Who knows? But yeah. So upon that note, we finished Backlash. Wasn't a solid show. Not by any means.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, but it had two very killer matches in it. So if I were to ever go back and rewatch this pay-per-view, I'd probably watch it for Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and Edge versus Randy Orton. Amazing match. Amazing stuff.
Heard.
All right, next we have Raw, which was the Randy Orton and Christian show, basically. Mr. Captain Charisma coming back, and I was freaking happy.
Yes, I know you were.
Yeah, and like it's funny because before Raw started, I remember Brandon or Quincy Jones, he tagged me in a post that said, definitely tuned in to Raw because scars never heal, and you're gonna want to peep Raw. And I was just like, oh wow, no way. No freaking way, I said to myself. But yeah, and it's funny because I got spoiled a little bit because I had to miss Raw initially, and then I had to watch it later. And thank God I had it on DVR because, dude, I'll be honest, this was an amazing Raw. Like, there was a lot of good stuff on the side stories and stuff, but the fact that Christian came back. He returned not just for a one-off thing, he came back for an in-ring match with Randy Orton. And I cannot...
So is he back, or was this like a one-time thing just to further along the story?
I think this was a one-off for just to further the story, because because after this, like, Christian was stretchered, and then Randy Orton. It's funny because they ended the show with this, and I'm just gonna skip to the main event because Raw was good. There was a lot of stuff with Seth Rollins. There was a lot of stuff with MVP, and I'm interested in both of those stories. Don't get me wrong, but this was the main storyline. So, Raw starts off with Christian confronting Randy Orton. And then Randy Orton challenges Christian to a match. Christian has to the end of the night to accept. Christian comes back out, and he accepts. So, while this happens, Ric Flair comes out and tells him, listen, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. And then Christian's not changing his mind. He's like, yes, I do. I do have to do this for Edge. So, Ric Flair low blows Christian, and then the match starts. Christian punts Randy Orton. Christian gets punted by Randy Orton. And then Randy Orton wins. That's my only nitpick in all this. Like, it makes sense that Christian's going to lose, and I thought the storytelling was unique in that you bring out Ric Flair to basically help Randy Orton out. That makes sense to me. I just personally wish that this match lasted longer than a couple seconds. I really wanted to see Christian hit at least one or two moves.
Right.
But whatever.
So it wasn't a match per se. It was pretty much a segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the ref counted 1, 2, 3, and then match over, but still.
Well, hey, maybe this segment will get Christian into the Hall of Fame. Finally.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. And the thing about it is, like, you know, there's rumors that Christian will come back to wrestle at Extreme Rules. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so there is rumors that Christian would come back to wrestle for Extreme Rules, which I hope so, because I mean, Christian has said, like, I'm not coming back to wrestle anytime soon. But I really do hope so, because I think that'll be a cool little extension of the storyline, and I don't know, maybe give Christian a win. Fuck. Why can't... I think that, like, I mean, of course Randy's gonna win if such a match were to happen. But I know that if there comes a time where this match is going to happen, I'd be rooting for Christian. And I'd be just downright really happy to see him wrestle again. Because I feel like I never got that answer. As a fan... Well... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It wouldn't kill Randy to let Christian win either.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, exactly. Or hell, what you could do is this. You have Randy Orton win Extreme Rules, and then at SummerSlam, you give Randy his win back. I don't know.
There you go.
I don't care. Yeah. Just give Christian a win. Fuck, that's all I want. Well, give Christian a title. That's what I want. Here's the thing, as a
just
fan...
put the man in the Hall of Fame already.
Yes. Like, give him everything. He deserves everything. A title... the world title, WWE title, not that stupid Universal crap. The WWE title.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he is a world heavyweight champion, right?
Yeah. It only lasted 2 days, sadly.
Yeah.
No, but honestly though, like, I just want to see Christian, like, as a fan, I felt like I never got that resolution, because not only did he never get the opportunity to announce his retirement, but he retired on a completely confusing time, because it was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? I remember they announced that he was retired, and then Christian went on and said, oh no, I'm not retired, I'll be back soon. Jack Swagger said the same thing, he'll be back soon. And then I'm just sitting here waiting like, what the hell's going on? When did he come back? I'm like... Finally, 8 fucking years later, 4 years later, he announces on his podcast with Edge and Christian, he's retired. I was mad, but no. At
least Swagger came back, just to a different company.
Oh, the Swagger, yeah, I like Swagger.
You
too.
know.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, anyway, the main point I'm trying to get with this is Christian, if he comes back for like one more match, you know, no pun intended. If he comes back for that one more match with Randy Orton, I can sit there and say I'm satisfied. And I mean an actual competitive match, just like what Christian and Randy had, or Edge and Randy had. I'll be satisfied with that. So my plea to WWE: bring Christian back. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. But alright, I feel like I've been talking a lot and I haven't been letting you talk. What are your thoughts on all this, Eddie?
Oh no, it's all good. Let's see. In regards to Christian coming back, yeah, I think he should come back. I don't think he should come back full time. Come back, work a couple programs, and just put this man in the Hall of Fame. Like, he deserves to be there.
Yeah.
I feel like he's contributed just as much as Edge. Mm-hmm. Of course, he's always going to be an Edge's shadow, but I think Christian has cast his own shadow at the same time. Mm-hmm. So it's something he deserves. Give him one last good run.
Yeah.
If we're not going to give him a title, give the man a win and give him his Hall of Fame ring at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I think that, like, you know, like, for literally your on-screen talent to also be saying, like, put Christian in the Hall of Fame. Why does Nikki Bella and Brie Bella get in the Hall of Fame before Christian? Why?
Wait, so that's true?
Yes.
I read that. Are you? What?
Sorry. I was upset. Yep. Let me see who the two
before Natty? Okay. Wow. Wait, before Molly Holly? Okay.
And it's funny because it was a strong class too. Besides the Bella twins.
Was that this year's Hall of Fame?
Yeah. And we had Batista. We had the NWO. We had
Okay.
Jushin Thunder Liger, I think, actually.
Okay, yes.
So that's 3 already solid names right there. Let me see. I have to
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Batista, NWO, the Bella Twins, JBL.
Oh God. I mean, sure, but he's an asshole, so whatever.
Yeah. British Bulldog, Jushin Thunder Liger, as I said, and then I think that's it actually. But you see, that's a solid class. That's a solid group of people. Putting the Bella Twins aside, like, I just can't understand how, like, Christian doesn't deserve to be on that list. And The Rock as well. The Bella Twins are going in before The Rock, Christian, John Cena, arguably their biggest star in the company. Who else? Christian, Rock, John Cena. So many names. Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys.
I didn't think
the Hardy
about
Boys by themselves. Like, dude.
Triple H isn't even inducted into the Hall of Fame yet.
Yeah,
actually.
There you go. Triple H as well. AJ Lee, CM Punk.
Okay, do you really honestly think they're going to induct CM Punk and AJ Lee? Now, while I think they should, do you think Vince is actually going to do that?
Okay, well, okay. Listen.
It might take some time.
I think that he will. I mean, he's already... I know that there's...
Well, he brought CM Punk back for that show, right? On Fox?
Yeah.
That after show? Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that's like more Fox than it is WWE. Granted. But I'm sure that, like, Vince has to have some input on whether or not, you know, CM Punk can work there. I could be totally wrong, but yeah, I think
he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah. I just don't see, like, how like okay, I know that it's Fox paying them money, but I don't see Vince going like, you know what? This son of a bitch is gonna make me money. But I fucking hate his guts. Like, no. He obviously has to have some sort of, like, he has to obviously see he has to obviously see some sort of like spectacle in CM Punk in order to do business with him.
Right.
Again, it's like, this son of a bitch isn't gonna make me any money. Let's have him on the show anyway. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's just not. But okay. So I do think that he will. I do honestly think that he will, and I think AJ Lee will go on too. Because here's the thing, AJ Lee is not the one that left on bad terms. I mean, she's not mentioned anymore, but the one who's on bad terms is CM Punk.
She stayed after CM Punk left.
Yeah, she did, and even though she was in an awkward spot, she left on good terms. She got her retirement, and then she and I'm pretty sure she thanked the WWE, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah.
Well, didn't they try to get her back for Evolution? But she declined?
Oh, I don't know. That around that time, I wasn't paying attention. Because back then I was reading. They were contacting her, but she actually declined to come back. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Something to research. I'll have to research that more.
Yeah. I think that, that does sound like a plausible storyline. Because, I mean, it's Evolution. Maybe she'll come at the next one if they have it. Another all-women's pay-per-view.
Hell, that was what?
2018, I think?
2 years? That was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
At this point?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Time flies.
Yeah, it does. I thought they would have had one by now, between then. Maybe this year, we'll see. They brought back In Your House, but for NXT, I guess?
Maybe. I mean, shoot, they brought back In Your House, they brought back War Games, so I think I can see NXT doing that.
Fingers crossed.
Right? But yeah. Okay, so going on, I think, the Bella Twins should not be on, at least not on before all those names. Do I think they should have their inductions? Yeah. But again, you gotta induct all those names first, because otherwise this is just wrong. It's just it's wrong. How are you... dude, Jericho's not even on that. Jericho hasn't been inducted.
Well, Jericho's on the blacklist right now, so...
Doesn't matter. I don't care.
No, I agree, because that's my favorite wrestler right there. But he's blacklisted right now,
Yeah.
Just like Cody Rhodes and anyone else that went over to AEW. So,
do you see?
And which I don't watch AEW, but they seem to be doing pretty good for themselves. I mean,
yeah, I haven't seen it myself either. I still gotta give it a chance. It's. Do you see any of the AEW stars coming back to WWE?
Not yet that I know of. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be everyone defecting. It's almost like circa 1999 when everyone from WCW was flocking over to WWE. Now everyone from WWE is flocking over to AEW. Funny how times change.
Yeah, it's funny because once upon a time that was TNA.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is different because I don't see...
Oh, crap. Are they still around?
Yeah, actually. Surprisingly.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, in fact, I think actually there was a match. I forgot who won. I think it was Moose that won a match. Some title match, and then EC3's theme song played. So
he went back to TNA?
I think so. And good move for him, in my opinion. Nobody's in TNA right now, with the exception of Moose, RVD, and a couple of other names. So he's gonna make a splash there, and he was treated properly. So perfect.
Yeah, Vince didn't do crap with him, and that's sad.
Yeah,
that's really sad.
It's way too sad, man.
Well, same thing with the Revival too. Come on, that was a solid tag team right there. Yeah. They could have carried any tag team division between Raw, SmackDown, or NXT, and they just wasted them.
Completely.
And it's sad.
Completely wasted them. So yeah, I personally, I don't know. I like this whole like turf warfare ideal. I like that like there's variety. So if like I can watch an AEW match with Jake Hager and John Moxley if I want to, or I don't know, EC3 versus RVD. It's just something else to watch. So I like that. Alrighty. So I take it you haven't been watching Raw and SmackDown, so we're gonna think of another buy or sell here. And I'm gonna just come up with this one on the fly here. Buy or sell? Which one should be inducted first? CM Punk or Christian?
Yo. Alright. I'm gonna have to buy CM Punk going into the Hall of Fame first. Mm-hmm. My heart just broke a little bit, I'm sorry. For the reasons being, alright, Christian's been with the company a lot longer. He's done a lot for the company. However, CM Punk, he came in and he changed the game. And his pipe bomb interview changed everything. Everything. So, I think CM Punk is owed that edge a little bit more. Because like he kind of revolutionized things. He opened up a lot of wrestling fans' eyes to a lot of things. He called out Vince McMahon and Triple H on a lot of things that were going on and had no fear of doing it. Mm-hmm. That's something I can respect. What he was saying was true. Mm-hmm. So I'll give that to CM Punk. Christian, I'll sell that, but not for cheap. You're still my boy. You still deserve to be in there, but I would give it to CM Punk first.
Okay. Fair enough.
And fuck you again for making me answer that question.
No worries. Next week it'll be Kane versus CM Punk. Or Kane versus The Rock. No, I'm playing. Okay.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. That's not as bad as this one.
I know. It'll be Kane versus Christian then. Anyway.
I'll just get that out of the way now.
It's funny actually. Christian has a lot of Kane has a lot of stories about hating Christian because of some of the stuff that Christian will do to him. Even like, I don't know if you've ever heard these stories, but man, like, I remember watching on Christian's or Kane's photo shoot. It's a show on WWE Network, and he said that
I've seen it. No, I've seen it. I like that one.
Did you see that one?
Photo shoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Okay. Did you see the one with Kane?
No.
Okay.
The last one I saw was with Charlotte, but I've seen hers, Godfather's, Goldust, like a random few.
Let's see. Maybe I can find the story on Christian right here. Let's see. Okay, I can't find it. No biggie. But so there was a time, right, where Kane was just like I don't remember where they were. I think they were in the locker room, right? And then Christian was like checking up on him, like, "Hey man, how are you?" And like Kane was like, "Good, yeah." And then Christian asked him like, "You eat already?" "Yeah, I ate." And then Christian asked him, "What'd you eat?" And I think Kane had a burrito, like a big burrito, he said. And then Christian like punches him in the gut and then runs away. And like,
wait.
like, right? I heard that. I was like, what the fuck?
But why? I'd be terrified to punch a man that large in the gut. Like,
I don't know.
to be a fly on the wall in these locker rooms would be amazing.
I know. Especially to see, like, Christian's antics. And, like, then and I found this out on an episode. I was watching a What Culture video, like, 10 things about Christian or 10 things about Kane, something like, one of those two. And then I got to the good part. And then they were talking about, they were telling, like, story after story, right? That was one of those, like, the punching in the stomach. And, like, when Kane tells a story, dude, like, his face was just like, why? Like, it was hilarious. So you definitely gotta watch that one. But let me tell you another story.
I will.
Let me tell you another story. So there was another time, this time they were definitely in the locker room. And then Kane is, like, eating a bag of Doritos. And so Christian's like, oh, can I have some? And then Kane gives him the whole bag. And then Christian, like, crumples up the bag and then just throws it away. And then he runs. What? We're just like, what? Like, what?
This is why.
I don't know.
And I guess that's the whole point. Like,
just to torture Kane.
It's just funny imagining Christian being the bully and all this, you know, and the bully. I'm sorry.
And then Kane is the guy just taking it all. Like, what the hell?
Well, he is a mayor now, so it makes sense. Kane's probably a big softie.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a given. And you know what the funniest thing about this whole thing was, like, I'm listening to all this, and then, like, it's like they said that according to rumors, it's like Kane, like, loved to, like, chokeslam Christian any chance he would get. Like, he would go extra hard on Christian. I'm like, yeah, I could believe that.
Can you blame him? Do you see why? He's punching him in the gut and smashing his chips and throwing it away in his face. Please believe if that was me, yeah, if I got your ass in the ring, it's all over.
I couldn't believe it.
You might get chokeslammed twice instead of once. That's great.
Shoot.
God, that's great.
Wow. All right. So, okay. All right. So now I have to answer this question. God damn it. Okay, CM Punk or Christian? You know, just for the stories
do you buy or sell?
Listen, like, CM Punk has definitely, like, revolutionized the business a lot more. There's no debating that at all. CM Punk was a bigger star than Christian. CM Punk definitely, like, he had some of the greatest matches I've ever seen. You know, I can name at least 5 CM Punk matches that, like, you know, like, that completely, like, get me, like, oh my god, I gotta watch this match again. His match versus Del Rio, Survivor Series 2011. His match with John Cena, the Raw before WrestleMania. His match with Christian in 2011, Speak of the Devil. His match with Undertaker back in 2009. His match with Jeff Hardy in 2009 TLC. Oh, and then I could list probably about 5 more if I really wanted to.
Is that it? Okay, yeah. Okay. I do remember that match, yeah. All right.
And then, like, Jeff Hardy's last match. His match with Johnny Nitro, 2006. His match with The Rock, Royal Rumble. Match with The Rock, Elimination Chamber. His match with Undertaker. There you go. That's 10 CM Punk matches I listed right there. Right there, I can literally watch all of those matches back to back to back to back. I'll never get bored of them because they were so good. Christian. Now, I can say the same thing. You know, he's had a lot of good matches, not only as a tag team star. You know, he broke off on his own. He's had some great matches. And it's funny because, like, if he was never a world champion, I probably never would have gotten to appreciate Christian as a world champion. Like, well, I mean, that goes without saying, but, like, what I mean by that is, like, I probably never would have gotten to, like, really, truly, like, lobby for Christian as much as I do. And like, you know, seeing him win that TLC match, that's one. His match with Randy Orton, as much as that finish still pisses me off to this day, that match was amazing. And then look at his other matches. His match with Shelton Benjamin, TLC 2009. His matches with Jeff Jarrett back in when he won the TNA World Title. Samoa Joe. There's classic Christian matches. You know what I mean? And they don't call him an instant classic for nothing.
Right.
And, you know, like, you can also say, like, okay, he has that Shadow of Edge.
Yeah, there you go.
He does have...
Hey!
Sorry.
Go ahead.
He does have that shadow to go by from Edge. But he, like, at the same time, like, Edge never went to TNA and became a 2-time world champion. And I think, like, for me, I think the reason why I, like, resonate with Christian so much is because of that character that he has. The fact that he's always been played as the guy who's always under another guy's shadow, and then he makes himself his own star, and he breaks off. Like, he's the Robin to Batman. He's the,
right.
You know what I mean? He's the sidekick that becomes the hero. He's the...
Christian is the Robin that became Nightwing.
Sorry.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He became his own hero.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like the other saying, like, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Christian eventually, like, became that. And that's why I like Christian so much. That's why, like, I resonate with Christian so much, because he plays